What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are here for part 2 of our flashback rebuild of the 09 Oakland Raiders here in Madden 21. A lot of numbers getting thrown out there. As it stays for this episode, we're just keeping it at 1 year apiece. Hopefully I can make it a little bit more digestible, because if I do end up somehow, some way doing 10 episodes per team, I want it to be 15 minutes roughly. Like, that's my target range. So some days I can have 2 videos of a rebuild get uploaded, other days just 1, but I don't want to do 10 like half-hour long videos per team, because I want to do a bunch of different teams. So for the time being, this is our first time going at it. I'm sure we'll find a money area as we go along. We are here in the first round, pick 14 of the 2010 draft. I asked you guys, yep, that's phenomenal. I asked you guys where we should go with the first pick. Now, this is not always going to be the case, because sometimes I might try to record 2 or 3 episodes in one day, and obviously I can't wait to troll through the YouTube comments. But we had a couple, ideal targets here in the first round. Demaryius Thomas, Des Bryant. We had on the offensive line, Trent Williams, Brian Bulaga. We had Mike Upati at right guard, Anthony Davis at right tackle. On the defensive side, Jared Odrick, Jerry Hughes. Not so much at linebacker, but into the secondary, Kareem Jackson, Devin McCourty, Kyle Wilson, P-Rob. We had the goddamn, everyone wants to see what Taylor Mays' combine is, 8.3. You see the combine report there. It is filthy. It is phenomenal. And maybe he'll be there in the second round. But there was one overwhelming winner for who we should select at pick 14, and it is to continue to help the potential revival of Jamarcus Russell, and that is protecting his blind side. And that would be selecting Trent Williams in the first round. Now, again, need to remind you, as you see some of these ratings, these are these players' exact rookie ratings from Madden 11. That is how I'm going to be doing all of my draft classes. I can easily access all of the first round ratings. So every rookie is going to be what they were when Madden came out, when they were actually rookies. So that being said, Trent Williams is the pick. 79 hidden dev trait. Number 7 in true value at 6'5". I mean, he can play anywhere on the offensive line. 93 strength. The run blocking is good. The pass blocking is good. The athleticism is A tier. He is until Sewell is coming out this year out of Oregon, he is the best tackle I have ever seen in college football. And I'm very, very happy to have him here in Oakland. Into the second round, again, it's tough. It's tough to figure out, how should we draft players? Who should we draft players? And I feel like we should just, at the end of the day, trust our scouting, because I've done my best to make it as unbiased, as on hindsight as it probably could be. And there should be scenarios where we're like, yeah, maybe let's not get every single sleeper, because that's not necessarily how I want this series and these videos represented. But when we're looking at this pick here for Oakland in the second round, wide receiver was one of our big wide receiver and corner. And you look at wide receiver, and there is very easily one option as the number 1 guy on the board, the number 1 player that we have scouted. And you could just see, for example, like Derek Decker, probably out of all these guys, would have been the best, excluding Golden Tate. But look, he has somewhat a non-hindsight rating as a early 4th round talent. But regardless, on our board, Golden Tate is the highest available player, slot playmaker for us. Yeah, let's just do it, man. Golden Tate is our second pick, number 32, getting him at 46. So that's not a massive, massive jump. 72 overall with that hidden dev trait, 91 speed, 95 acceleration, good catching, good agility, dangerous with the ball in his hands, and we're very much happy to get another weapon on the offensive side of the ball. So we finished up the draft, kind of needed an interior lineman. I went with the only guy that actually had a player face. We got Vincent Ray. Spent some time with the Cincinnati Bengals. Not a bad pick with the Mr. Irrelevant, 64 normal, and adds some much needed depth here to our linebacking core. Especially he's coming in with the same rating as Moth, who we got in the 4th round. But yeah, happy with the pick. Obviously, it's one of those things. Maybe I won't talk it through it so much, but clearly it just wouldn't be fun if I was like, all right, I got Trent Williams, Golden Tate, I got Everson Griffin, and then in 4th round I got this guy, guys that I don't know, I get burnt out. It wouldn't be as fun. Whiffs do happen in real life, and we need to replicate that as well as we can. But you guys absolutely nailed it by getting Trent Williams, even though he's immediately not happy being in Oakland with the morale hit. Golden Tate should be productive as a rookie. And I do think that we will have either Moats or Vincent Ray starting as a rookie at outside linebacker. That being said, let's get into the 2010 season with the Oakland Raiders. So we're here at the beginning of the 2010 season. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm just going to sim 2-3 weeks ahead just so I could get my hands on the draft class for the 2011 draft class and give the rookies their Madden 12 rookie ratings. So that being said, let's meet our team very quickly. What we are dealing with here in 2010 is not a bad team. 80 overall, 80 offense, 81 defense. When you look at the offense, big get on the O-line here. Trent Williams up to an 81 overall. Quite remarkable. We're going to be able to kick Mario Henderson then to right tackle. On the offense, only other real changes outside of adding Golden Tate to be our starting slot wide receiver is you may notice Jamarcus Russell is off of that star dev, as at the end of last year, he went up dev trade. I don't know why, but he did. I think it's probably because he went over 4,000 passing yards. It was some sort of, he met the certain criteria at the end of the year for yards and passing touchdowns. But I'm happy for it because, while this isn't necessarily a Jamarcus Russell save his career type rebuild, it'd be pretty cool if that happens along the way. Likewise, for example, with Darius Hayward-Bay. On the defensive side of the ball, nothing too crazy. Things remain essentially the same on the front four. The back end here, we add a 7th round pick. Vincent Ray has earned the starting right outside linebacker spot. We have Branch, we have Mike Mitchell. Charles Woodson's coming back for a 1-year deal to retire as a Raider, pairing that with Nnamdi Asomugha. I think that's a big get for the defense. And I think this is going to be a team that certainly, if Jamarcus Russell can build off his year last season, where he finished with 33 touchdowns and 11 picks, we're going to be pretty happy and in a prime position to go on a playoff run. Okay, draft class is done. That only took 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 3 hours, just over 3 hours, but it's fine because I like this series. We're coming off a nice 21-0 victory over Washington, where Richard Seymour got AFC Defensive Player of the Week, 7 tackles, 4 sacks. Can't help but notice 6 touchdowns for the Sanchez. Looking at the draft class here, so what we did, just a quick refresher, all of the first, I don't even say all the first round picks, 95% of the players that are in the first round and or are notable players have their 100% accurate ratings that they had in Madden 12 for their rookie ratings. So you're going to have legit ratings, very legit ratings for like the top 5, bust like Jake Locker, bust like Christian Ponder. You could probably say Phil Taylor, all have fairly solid ratings. Danny Watkins, I think, for God's sakes, has a really good rating. But something that is a good prime example of where I may have taken a little bit of liberties is, we'll just get a go here and look at Richard Sherman. Now, I do want to try to stay as authentic to their rookie ratings as possible, but there is a point in time where you need to make a decision. Richard Sherman, we all know, would have been, when all is said and done in hindsight, the best corner from this draft class, debatably, with Patrick Peterson. However, I was able to find like a site that has all of the Madden 12 ratings. So that's all the Madden rookie ratings from this draft class. And Richard Sherman was a 52 overall. So I had to take some liberties there, but, he is pretty bad. We helped him out with a dev trait. It's going to be interesting to see how his career pans out, with or without him being on our main Raiders franchise, because eventually there will be a rebuild that we do decide to draft Richard Sherman, and I can't wait for it, as literally my controller died because I've been editing for so long. I'm just going to get big daps up here. Week 3, both offensive and defensive player of the weeks. Tommy Kelly, 13 tackles and 3 sacks, and Jamarcus with 4 total touchdowns. Cool. Coming up from our bye week, things are up and down, inconsistent. 3-4 right now, last place in the West, but a good week or two, and we could be right back into things here. So we will hop in. I'm going to play our 1 game for right now. We might play more if we can go on a playoff run, but I feel like, we're going to have to reduce the gameplay just a tad if I want to keep these episodes somewhat more manageable and under 20 minutes-ish, like shoot for that 15-20 minute range. So we're going to hop in here, see if we can get back up to 500 and help the squad out. Also at the midway point, so when I like to deal with our free agents here. So first up, we have Shane Leckler. Given how much money we have, I do want to try and re-sign our 2 big veterans here to at least another 1-year deal. We got Woodson, and I'm sure we'll be able to hammer out a long-term deal with Shane Leckler. We got Zach Miller, who is consistently our best receiver, so I like to give him a 4-year deal. Satele is just way too good for our team to let walk from the center spot. Mario Henderson's now as a right tackle is actually kind of flourishing a little bit. So I like to give him another 4-year deal, re-up, try to keep our guys. Jamarcus Russell has been pleasantly surprising, and that is not a back-breaking, crippling deal if we can get him probably around $52, $53 million, somewhere in that range. The rest of these guys are kind of, backups that I'm not overwhelmed. Michael Bush, I don't need to pay that much money to the running backs. So we'll definitely hammer out a deal for Jamarcus Russell, Mario Henderson, and Shane Leckler to retain our key and vital free agents. Also, for this game, the reason why I want to hop in, we got a breakout player, and it is on the defensive side. Travis Scott, who already got a star dev last year, but let's see if we can do it again. Oh, it's Trevor Scott, sorry. Again, who cares? Don't really remember his name much, but he could be a good player and on the verge of becoming a superstar dev defensive end. 3rd and 11, we need a bomb. We need something. We need something juicy here. Oh, Zach Miller, new contract, and makes the big 33-yard grab. 1st and goal. Got ourselves in 3rd and less than desirable. 3rd and 7. I think Golden Tate. Golden Tate's our best route runner. That's where I want to try and fit this one into. But if it's not there, it's not there. Thread the needle. And we can't do it. Kick the field goal. Oh, that's money. That is money. The rookie out of Notre Dame, Golden Tate, with the filthy route. I mean, if you're getting Jared Johnson in coverage, who's pretty much a D-end, you're going to take that matchup all day long. Set it up, start it with the ridiculous one-handed grab by Darius Hayward-Bay, and finish with the technical masterpiece of a route ran by Golden Tate. Oh, no. Oh, 90? Can we do it? 98-yard touchdown run, Darren McFadden. Yes, we can. All right, Ed Reed. Okay. All right. Terrell Suggs. Okay. Oh, they get the rough the passer after the catch. This is unbelievable. Let's go. Oh, he's such an animal. He's such an animal. Darren McFadden, feed him more. I will take it. 27-21. Not the greatest game for Jamarcus Russell, but Darren McFadden took it over. And just like that, we're 4-4. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yes, Trevor Scott, superstar. Yeah. All right, pretty much wrapping up the year now. Loss against the Bengals, which was pretty tough for our playoff push, but yet again, we're hitting on a dev trait on the defensive side. And in pretty much in a 3-4 week span, we've added 2 new superstars to the back end of the defense. And unfortunately, we weren't able to find a way to win. We split it. And we finished 8-8, which is progress from a year before, but still, not really where we want to be. But our team is looking somewhat promising. We have an 85 superstar dev franchise left tackle who looks pretty damn good. We have a really solid tight end. Jamarcus Russell, generally speaking, looks like there's still some salvageability there. And we re-upped him on a 4-year deal. So we are making this a lengthy commitment for this Oakland Raiders flashback rebuild that Jamarcus Russell can potentially be our quarterback. But, I mean, he's still a 76. There's just as much of an opportunity and a chance that he fails that he is pretty good. Golden Tate, that hidden dev, is a star. So he's 75 star, which is good. It's a solid, him and Hayward Bay going. I mean, all these guys. Even Lewis Murphy is pretty young. He's only 24. Zach Miller, 25. So, a lot of our skill position players here, as long as we can keep them under contract, they should be a lot of our premier players going forward here in this rebuild. Defensively is where it stings a little bit because Seymour, Kelly, Charles Woodson, those are the guys that, they're only going to regress from here on out. And we got to get younger on the defensive side of the ball. Helps that we got Morrison that's solid. Howard went up a dev trade, as you guys would have saw. He's 28, so I don't know how much more of a ceiling he has. And we got Nambi Asamoah, who's probably peaked at a 98 overall, now being 30. So we need to get younger on defense. Trevor Scott's 27 now with the Superstar Dev as well. But generally speaking, that's going to be one of the things we need to consider when it comes to some of the big names in the draft, is that offensively, while they may not have superstars and all that stuff, we have young players on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively is where we need that injection of youth. Let's look at the stats here for our 8-8 season, get an idea of really the identity of this team. Jamarcus Russell was not really great. 3,600 yards, 22 touchdowns, 10 picks. That's, I mean, for Jamarcus Russell, that's actually a really good year, but for the standards that we're trying to set here as our new franchise quarterback and giving him that new contract, I want to see better. Darren McFadden was solid, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, receiving 73 catches, 960 and 6 for Zach Miller, 860 and 6 for Hayward Bay, Golden Tate 650 and 2. Yeah, it was a limited passing offense. What else can you say? Defensively, Kirk Morrison, 100 plus tackles. We got 100 plus tackles for Thomas Howard. So these guys here leading by example. 9.5 sacks for Trevor Scott, 8 for Tommy Kelly, 7 for Richard Seymour. We got 4 picks to Andy Ashima. Happy with these numbers. Even, hey, old man Woodson hopefully doesn't retire, comes back for one more year. That would be nice. Quick look at the yearly awards. MVP went to Vince Young of the Tennessee Titans for the individual awards. I don't think we're going to see many, if any, Raiders as outright award winners, but we'll double check. Hey, there we go. Nnamdi Asomugha, best defensive back. Shout out to him. Let's get through the offseason here, and we'll end at the draft. Damn, Charles Woodson retired. At least he got to finish his career in the silver and black. For free agency, I went into this being like, I want a backup tight end if I can get one, and there's a lot of old guys. There's no one that's really worth, like Matt Spaeth. Maybe $18 million. Don't think so. I was like, can I get a right guard? Okay, no upgrades to be had there. Right tackle. I think we're going to have to look more towards the draft. I mean, they do have Austin Howard there, man. He spent some time with... maybe we'll shoot an offer here to Austin Howard. Give him something like a 3-year. Should be the top bid. Not even. Okay. Give you a 4-year, 2, and I'll make that a solid $1 million signing bonus. 4-year, 11.8 mil. There we go, Austin Howard. For the rest of it, I mean, there are some big veterans, but that's the thing. I'm not really going to be in the business of signing, aging legends anymore. We kind of did it with Woodson. That was a special case. And we're just going to have to rely on our drafting, I think. All right, so we are right here just before the NFL draft. Let's see if we had any dev traits had at the end of the season when it got shifted over. I'm not seeing anything on the offense. Defensively, Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell wasn't normal. He went up to a star, so that's one less piece we really need to worry about. So looking at team needs entering this draft, because this will be probably the last time for at least an episode or so that you guys will be able to pick your draft pick, because other than that, after I'm done recording this video, I'm just going to hammer out a couple other draft classes so I can record a bunch of these, so I can kind of get a little bit of leeway here before New Year's Eve and all that stuff where I don't really want to be working. But looking at needs for our team, I think guard is completely valid because Gallery's 30 and Barnes is only a 74. I think we still could probably take a swing here at a wide receiver because Murphy doesn't have a dev trait. How much is he going to be in our long-term plans? Backup running back, backup quarterback, an emergency plan in case Jamarcus Russell continues to struggle. But I would say top tier on the offense would be guard. Looking at the defensive side of things, I think D tackle could get younger there. Tommy Kelly is 30. Richard Seymour is 32. Defensive end for sure. To try to find a partner here for Scott. Corner, absolutely. We have Miller, who's 27.73. Stanford Route, who is 28.75. As well as right outside linebacker, or just generally an outside linebacker. So I would make the argument that defensive end, outside linebacker, and corner would be our top 3 biggest needs, and then I would throw in guard and defensive tackle. So let's get a quick preview of the draft. You guys let me know in the comments where we should go, and I'll make it happen. So we pick at 17. I wasn't going to go through every single pick because that would take forever. We just saw Phil Taylor from Baylor go to the 49ers. He is a 74. So knowing our team needs, seeing who's still on the board, but knowing our team needs, we needed wide receiver backup running back debatably. So Mark Ingram is still on the board. We have some other scouting there. DeMarco Murray a little bit later into the 3rd round. Wide receiver, not much there. At least when we're talking about first round picks, Torrey Smith, Randall Cobb, we could think about that in the 2nd round if they're there, but not in the first round. I think you look at offensive line in general, knowing that we could kick anyone into guard. We have Nate Solder, Anthony Costanzo as legitimate first-round talents. We have Derek Sherrod here, tested out well as a first-rounder. I could make a slight concession if you are a Raider fan watching this and would like me to bring in Rodney Hudson. I could just do that in the first round if there's overwhelming support to bring him in. Danny Watkins, hey, you need a firefighter? Looking for a firefighter? Carpenter and Karimi also have first-round grades. So basically any of these guys we just mentioned could absolutely be converted to a right guard or left guard for us. We also needed a defensive end, and there's a lot more talent here. Ryan Kerrigan, Muhammad Wilkerson, not so much a scheme fit, but Kerrigan and Cam Hayward absolutely would fit the bill there to be our starting defensive end as a rookie. We also have Cam Jordan and Daquan Bowers here as well. So those are really, I'd probably say at the top of the list, Kerrigan, Cam Hayward, and Cam Jordan. Not much youth there at defensive tackle, at least in terms of the first-round pick. Same goes for linebacker. In the secondary, we could always use a corner. Jimmy Smith and Razai Dowling both have first-round grades. Jimmy Smith obviously went on to have a lot more successful career. Absolutely nothing at safety. So there you go, fellas. Those are your names. I think we should put Jimmy Smith. I think we could definitely put in Cam Jordan. I think Ryan Kerrigan, Wilkerson, Cam Hayward make a whole lot of sense. I think Carpenter, Karimi, Gay Watkins. If you're a Raider fan watching this, I could reach for Rodney Hudson there. That's, Mark Ingram's on the board. Not much at quarterback. I don't want to do another revival here. So there's our big board, fellas. Let me know what player we should select with the first round to kick off episode 3 of the Oakland Raiders Flashback franchise. That will do it for me here today, guys. I hope you're enjoying the series. Again, not 100% sure if this is going to be the format or not. 10 video, that gets a lot, but we're gonna wait and see. We're gonna grow. We're gonna learn, and we're gonna find the money zone for this. So thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for tuning in. As always, first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button. Likes are pretty much the lifeblood of my channel right now, according to people that are telling me how to be successful again. So please, if you like the video, if you want to support the channel, a like is all that I'm asking. And I'll see you guys back here on the next one. Again, let me know who we're picking at pick 17 in the first round of the 2011 draft.